Aloha, everyone. And this is number 4. However, this one is daytime. Actually, just before evening, sun's starting to go down. But before I get into all of that, I'll give it a few minutes and let everybody else join us. Aloha, Taz. Aloha, Red Rover. However, the mosquitoes tend or seem to be a little bad today. I'm already fighting them off. I've only been out here for a few minutes. Hello, Kathy. Or excuse me, aloha. Sorry, got a mouthful of ice. Yes, I'm an ice muncher. I can't help myself. Aloha, Linda. So, here in Hawaii, we've had some interesting developments today. Yes, Carolyn, Scott made it in one piece. Oh, that stream. Oh, my goodness. That was nerve wracking. So, anyways, we have some new developments here in Hawaii today. First, we'll start off with the case count. We are now up to 48 statewide. Three of them are in Hawaii County on the Big Island, 35 over on Honolulu, three on Kauai, and seven on Maui. And there's been the announcement that Hawaii's Volcanoes National Park, as of tomorrow, will be closed to all visitors. All commercial tours and special access permits are being canceled. The entire facility apparently is going to shut down. So, and that's based on new recommendations, I guess, from the federal level, since it is a federal park. And our governor also announced today that he assigned another emergency declaration. Yeah, he's, yeah, you know the word. Anyways, he's done that, and what that basically it says that all travelers to the Hawaiian Islands, whether they be visitors or residents, will be required to go under or go through a 14-day self isolation quarantine. So if you're planning on traveling here after Thursday, March 26th, you will have to spend 2 weeks in quarantine. And that quarantine will either be in your hotel room or at your residence. And of course, violators of the rule can be subject to fines and jail time, apparently. Aloha, Alexander, Zenthiogen, and Sophia, and Gwen, and anybody else? Did I miss one? Carolyn? No, I think I said hello to you. I think we got everybody. If not, aloha, everyone else. So far, Xander, as far as I know, you're under your own funding at this point. But I'm sure if you do need help, there are services that will be available. But I don't know for sure. That's something you might want to check into if you're heading this way. However, I strongly suggest you either postpone your trip for a while or cancel it completely. Yes, Carolyn, I decided to do a little bit earlier. Like I said in the last stream, I was going to do some earlier. So what I'm thinking about doing is actually alternating daytime versus nighttime for these chats. That way, everybody gets a chance to tune in. Aloha, Dana. Yes, Zen, I do. Oh yeah, this is where the Griffin and Goliath like to store their toys. They put them up there on the hill, and that's where they sit until they're ready to play with them again. And of course, the smaller balls and toys, they're scattered amongst the yard in different locations. Sometimes it'll be a week or two without seeing one of them, and then all of a sudden one of them will pop up with one, and I wonder where in the world they get it from. Yes, Sander, if you already live here, then, well, you're already imposing your own self quarantine, hopefully. I know I am definitely avoiding public areas, even though we only have 3 cases currently. on the Big Island. I know one is Hilo, and I think the other two were over in Kona. I'm not real sure about that, but at this point, I figure it's just best to stay out of the general public. You know, not only for my safety but for theirs, because this stupid virus, man. I forgot to shut Do Not Disturb or turn Do Not Disturb on. So let me do that right now so we're not interrupted again. I do apologize. No, right now the boys are actually eating their dinner. So I'm sure here in a few minutes they will come out and probably join us, if not even entertain us. Yeah, I think right now the best rule is if you don't have to go out anywhere, don't. I mean, why run the risk? I mean, yeah, you may be bored. I mean, and if y'all watched Scott from our Hawaii tour stream earlier, that's the result of him not having any tours and being bored. But that's him. Well, Linda, you grab a snack. But yeah, for everybody that's just joining us, I'm gonna go over the numbers again for Hawaii. So basically, we have 48 cases statewide now. Three are in Hawaii, 35 Honolulu, three Kauai, and seven on Maui. And of course, we were notified that Hawaii Volcanoes National Park will be shutting down as of tomorrow to basically all residential, tourists, and special permit access people. All facilities there will be closed, all hiking trails, restroom facilities, etc. And the mayor announced that there will be a 14-day quarantine period for any travelers to the islands, that be visitors and or residents. So if you're off island and you don't want to have to go through that, you better get back here now. You have until Thursday, March 26th at 12:01 midnight is when it goes into effect. For any visitors that are wanting to travel, I recommend stay home, cancel your trip, or postpone it if you can. I know it sucks, but this is for all of our safeties. As I stated, last night numerous times, this is not a me problem. This is an us problem, and there is no doubt to that. Aloha, Camille. Aloha, Hana. Yeah, I mean, if you're not in an area where you're being forced to stay in, getting out in the car, driving around a little bit, I think is relatively safe. But I wouldn't get out of the car. Don't go into any places if you don't have to. But right now, all the hotels and stuff are complaining that their business has dropped so much that they could be facing the verge of bankruptcy, and it really hurts because Hawaii is a tourist destination and our economy is based on tourism. I mean, it is the number one commodity that the islands offer. Yeah, I was a little scared for him too, Zen. But that's Scott. That's I almost left that stream. I just couldn't take it. My poor heart. Minority Reporter, no, that's not true. I haven't heard anything about National Guard setup. So again, here we go, just like an eruption. There's a lot of misinformation being floated around, a lot of rumors and things like that. As much as I hate to say it, stick to the official sources. Anything that is actually proactively happening, I'm sure they're going to be relatively honest about it. Um, what they may be up to behind the scenes, well, that's another question. But at this point, I don't think the National Guard is even needed in this particular case. It's not like this is a a volcano eruption or anything like that. So I'd be careful with whatever source that information is coming from, and just to put it out there. Always be skeptical. Now, minority, you can't really blame all the officials. There are a lot of people out there that's just doing their job. They're not making the decisions, things like that. So, and we try to veer away from conspiracy stuff here. We look for just the facts, and nothing but the facts as much as possible. That's why you'll hear me state a lot of times it's my opinion, or I haven't confirmed that information, simply because, times like this, we need real, accurate information. We don't need any of the conspiracy stuff. We don't need any of the fake news or misleading information. We need the truth. And yeah, I know we don't always get that from our government sources because they think it's in our best interest, so I understand that. But there's a lot of other sources out there that are reliable and accurate, and I think once we put it all together, it's very obvious what the truth is. It's, where this come from or how it got started is really a mute question at this point. The only question is how, as a society, how, as a species, a civilization on this planet Earth, going to deal with it. And I think it's a test of, a very good test for people. To what, Carolyn? Carla asked Charles for some of the leaves on his grass. Oh, that's actually bamboo leaf matter from the clump of bamboo right there in the middle of the screen. That's mostly, actually, that's what all it is, except for right here in front, that's some remnants of a project that Scott did, and he left a lot of it laying around. Just going back through some of the comments. Y'all should know the routine by now. Yeah, see, Sophie, I'm with you there. I have a little bit of anxiety over all this stuff, but I'm not letting it get to me. Simply because, there's really not much I can do except for, do the best I can in protecting myself and making sure I protect the others that I may encounter. And people don't like me not being so social as I normally am. Well, what can I say? I think we all should take that, approach. Yeah, Carla, I heard that too. That a lot of the cruise lines have canceled a lot of their cruises, but there are some that were still in operation at that time, and I think so. We're still seeing uh, some of those ships coming into ports. I know we just recently had one docked somewhere here in the islands. I think it was here on the Big Island. A couple passengers wanted to get off of it, even though I don't think the cruise was completed, but they were residents of the island. So I think they probably said, "Nah, we better get off the ship." Because I don't get me wrong, I love cruising, the cruise ships. I did a lot of that in the uh, Caribbean when I lived in Florida, but they are definitely an incubator. Um, One of the biggest problems that cruise ships have always been plagued with was the stomach bug that give you, basically bad cases of diarrhea and vomiting. And they've been battling that one for years. And it's just, they can't eliminate it from the ships. People keep bringing it on. So I can only imagine what. Oh, Scott, come in here. Sorry, I didn't see that. Aloha, Scott. So I can only imagine what, yeah, the norovirus or norovirus, whatever it's called. Hannah, thank you. Um, So yeah, I mean, so I can only imagine what this COVID-19 stuff is doing to them and how fast. I mean, it spreads there. So yeah, I would avoid all cruise ships. I would try uh, to avoid air travel, trains, pretty much any type of transportation, public transportation that puts you, you know, in close proximity to, you know, other people. Galaxy Ranger, you're absolutely right. That's a question I think a lot of people ask themselves. You know, if we cancel, we lose our money. So do we do it anyways? And I think I touched on that last night that a lot of people are doing that. That's why I think you know our governments need to come out and tell these businesses, look, if people want to cancel, regardless of your cancellation policy, you need to refund their money. If not, they're going to be encouraged to travel, and that's causing the problem. Because we do know that it was travelers that pretty much spread it around the world. You know, not trying to you know make anybody feel bad or point fingers or whatever, but that's the way this stuff gets around. You know, people take it from one location to another and they're not even aware. So, you know, so it's not their fault, but our society does promote this type of thing because of the financial incentive behind a lot of it. Excuse me. Well, there is a segment of the population, Xander, that is a little scared to travel. However, we have a lot of spring breakers out there, which I'm very disappointed in them. That basically insisted on having their spring break, you know, party time, and they don't care. You know, granted, they're a younger population, usually a healthier part of the segment, and if they do get it, they're more likely to survive versus not, unless they have some underlying conditions that may that may worsen their you know worsen the sickness for them, um, but they're going to be the ones that bring it back home, you know, basically to their families and things and the college dorm rooms. And so, yeah, I'm waiting to see how all that unfolds. Yes, Scott, as soon as the weather clears. And just so you see, I'm actually expecting a little bit of rain. We got some blue cloud there, but then we got some darker clouds coming in here. But it's a small band, so hopefully we'll have some ATV adventures. And I am working on the name the drone semi-finalist video. That hopefully will be up here in the next day or two. Got a little tiny bug crawling on my camera. Sorry about that. Well, Scott, if you're back sore, go watch that stream and you'll know why. See, everybody, I remembered. Uh, Frankly speaking, yes, have two dogs, which I'm surprised they're not out here yet. Hannah, no, it's not too bad unless you're like stuck in a hotel room and not allowed to leave. That would be kind of sucky. Luckily, I'm stuck in my yard. Well, I'm not really stuck. I mean, I can go wherever I want to go. I just don't want to go anywhere. But if I did get quarantined, you know, for whatever reason, I'm in a pretty good place. Oh, And if anyone that was watching stream, was it last night? No, night before last. Number two, I think it was. We were looking ever in this direction, so that's what that side of the backyard looks like during the day versus night. Let me slide over to this side of the step now. I need to get me a cushion or something to sit out here. These steps are actually kind of hard. Yeah, running out of supplies would make things difficult, but for anyone that was smart enough, instead of hoarding toilet paper, they were hoarding, rice and flour and sugar and vegetables and, food, basically. I mean, if I'm ever in a situation where I feel like I need to hoard, I think those are going to be the top things on my list. It's going to be food and you know, first aid supplies, things like that, and then toilet paper, of course. I mean, that is a necessity, but there are alternatives, if other people have stated. Well, technically, Carolyn, you can't eat it, but it doesn't have a lot of nutritional value, that's for sure. Thank you, Linda. Yes, lots of room to roam. Man, if y'all been watching, Scott's channel and my channel, y'all all seen quite a bit of the yard. And we got a lot of fruit trees. However, everything's just blooming, so we don't really have any fruit, so that doesn't really help in this particular case. I mean, there is still some orange from the last bloom cycle. Good one, Hannah. Yeah, Hannah, if you were planning your trip, I think I would put those plans basically on hold for a little while, because we don't really know how long this is going to actually last. I mean, they're saying, certain times, but I think those are just educated guesses and isn't something we can actually, take for an absolute certainty. Yeah, Quinn, it is kind of funny how social media and the world and everybody is all about toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper. And then it comes to hand sanitizers. It's really interesting seeing the psychology in some of this, for the simple fact that people's thought processes are being quite revealed. Oh, Hannah, oh, thank you so much. Hollow, I do appreciate that. Everybody tell Hannah thank you. Hannah, did I say Hannah? Hannah, sorry about that. Yeah, now, Hannah, I could actually use that 20 bucks for toilet paper if there was anywhere to be bought. Yeah, Chris, COPD, anyone with those type of respiratory conditions, are at a higher risk if for complications if they contract this stuff, because just I don't know if everybody really realizes what the coronavirus is. It is a respiratory disease. That means it attacks the nose, the throat, and the lungs. And the biggest problem is it's basically restricting people's ability to breathe, um, by whatever mechanism. I don't know if it's congestion or inflammation or whatever. But so yeah, anyone that has COPD, they have any type of respiratory illnesses, chronic illnesses, suppressed immune systems, anyone that's taking immunosuppressant drugs, even some of the stuff that they've got out there for things like psoriasis and other type of things like that, where they actually give you a drug that suppresses your immune system. I'm not going to name any of the particular medications, but anybody, in my opinion, that's taking any of that type of stuff needs to be really, really careful. Even though our immune systems don't have any true defense against this yet, simply because we haven't seen it before in the human population. So no one has an immunity to it. People that recover may get an acquired immunity, but I don't think there's been any true investigation. I know they're looking into it, but I don't think there's been any conclusions drawn on that one yet or not. If anyone is acquiring immunity after exposure, but I believe they probably would to a certain extent. Actually, Hannah, when it comes to that flu shot, I've never had one, and I don't want one. Um, I mean, I'm not going to recommend people not get it, but I've noticed that what's really weird is when flu season comes around and people start getting that shot, I have to avoid them or I end up getting the flu. It's really kind of interesting. But, that's the way vaccines and this stuff work. They're actually injecting you with a weakened version of the virus or the bug, whatever you want to call it, so that your body can fight it off easily and build an acquired immunity. Uh, so, me and vaccines, I have an issue because I think I shared this story last night or in one of the chats here recently that when I was a kid and I was given the MMRs, the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccination, I actually developed rubella measles from that vaccine. So, I don't know if my system doesn't react well to things like that. So I try to avoid them. And if I am sick or whatever, I do avoid other people. I've always been a big supporter of if you're sick, don't go to work, don't go to school, don't go out in public. And, I always hated it as a kid when I was sick. My mom would force me to go to school anyways because she had to go to work. And that was the only way she could, guarantee that I was relatively safe while she was working because she couldn't leave me at home by myself. So I'm not fond of vaccinations like that. But that's just me. I think in uh, that particular arena, it should be left up to an individual choice. But I do know vaccines are beneficial. They do work. There's pros and cons, I guess, on both sides of that one. Oops, didn't mean to zoom in there. Sorry about that. Well, Hannah, actually, back in the day, you remember how old I am. Um, it was confirmed with the doctors that it was the vaccine that gave me the rubella measles. Um, and I was sick for about a week and a half. And I was even told, I don't know how true it was, but I was even told that I was so sick that they were concerned that I might have to be hospitalized for it or potentially die. I do know that I was told that with the rubella measles, that getting overly excited could cause heart issues, and that the virus can even cause blindness. But I don't know. That's been so long ago. Let's see, 30 something plus years ago, almost. Well, actually, almost 40 years. Now I think about it, I was maybe 8 at the time. Chris, I am in my late 40s. Surprise! Yeah, Hannah, I know. That's why I do believe in the power of vaccination. Don't get me wrong, but I think for me, it's not a good solution because for whatever reason, my body seems to like to get the bugs just so it can build an immunity to them. Yeah, that's basically what I was, told, as well, is that I had to stay in a darkened room, with the rubella measles, or it could possibly cause blindness. And I remember my mother hollering at my sisters, telling them to leave me alone, that I couldn't get excited because that could cause, heart issues. And so I don't know how true any of that actually is when it comes to rubella measles. Um, I've never actually looked into it. Like I said, it happened back when I was like 8. So I'm still a kid, Rita. Thank you. I like to think I am. My body may be older, but my mind is still. Oh, let's see. We'll say my mind is at least 19. I still love video games. I still love horror movies. I still love music. I pretty much like all music except for, and I'm sorry for any country fans out there, but I don't really care for country. I mean, I actually grew up listening to country music, and so we can say I grew out of that one. Ooh, you got the trifecta there, Taz. Actually, I had chicken pops and I had rubella measles, but I don't think I actually developed the German measles or anything. And I know I did not have the mumps. Well, I totally agree with you there. It is about protecting other people as well, and so I will let the other people get the flu shot to protect me. I'm not going to get it. I'm just not going to get it. But when flu season comes around, I avoid people anyways. And I, you know, always been a kind of a small germaphobe. I do wash my hands quite a lot, um, especially after I've been out and about. I come home. That's one of the first things I do is wash my hands. Got a mosquito flying around the camera, and I thought I just saw a bird fly into the palms over there. But nighttime is coming, so the birds are starting to roost. And I don't know if y'all have noticed, but the bird sounds have gotten less, and pretty soon we'll start hearing the coquis. Freaking oh, I hate mosquitoes. I really do. I don't understand what the purpose of their existence is. And you see it flying around the camera there? That's what that little white shadowy looking thing that goes in front of the camera every once in a while is. It's a freaking mosquito. And for some reason, mosquitoes are attracted to my phone. I don't know why. I guess maybe the heat. You're absolutely correct there, Jan. Some people do react to them, while the majority of people don't. I'm in that percentile group that tends to have a reaction to things like that. I also have different reactions to certain medicines too. They called it an inverse reaction. Like I remember the first time I had some dental work done as an adult, and they gave me Vicodin as a pain reliever, and Vicodin's supposed to make you sleepy and drowsy. Not me. It gave me insomnia. I was up for 2 days, and ever since then, if I've ever been prescribed it and had to take it, I refuse to because I can't sleep. Like I said, it gives me insomnia. Kathy, I absolutely, completely agree with you on that one. Yes, Taz, but my phone's not emitting carbon dioxide. I'm emitting the carbon dioxide, but they're just around the phone. So I guess that works for me. There's one right now I'm trying to get. Got him. Oh, no, he got away. Yay, we get to watch Charles hunt mosquitoes. Yeah, mosquitoes don't normally bother me. But here in Hawaii, they seem to be attracting me. Back in Florida, I rarely ever had to deal with mosquitoes or got bit. But here in Hawaii, um, they do seem to be attracting me, and they're silent here. Not like Florida. It's like when I first got here and I started, encountering the mosquitoes, they would sneak up on you. You wouldn't hear them coming. You wouldn't feel them land on you, and you didn't know they had got you until after they flew away and you started itching. So yeah, I don't like the ones here, and the ones here, apparently, I have an allergic reaction to them. In Florida, when I got bit, I get the little red whelp, but that would be pretty much it. It itch for half an hour, and then that would be the end of it. But here, I get bit by one, and it itches forever, and I get a little tiny sore from it and everything. Yeah, yeah, they like the exotic bloodline, huh? Is that what it is, Taz? Yeah, I think the species here is different. I forget what the one was called in Florida, but there's a couple types in Florida. I know there's one in Florida that's black and white striped, looks like a zebra. I remember one time when we was camping. Actually, I was talking to another person in the chat that was from Ocala, Florida, and I used to go camping as a kid up in Ocala at a place called Half Moon Lake. And there was one year we were up there, and we got up the next morning, and the car that we were in was a canary yellow. And when we got up that morning, the car was gray, and it was really weird. Like, okay, what happened to the paint? Turned out tiger mosquitoes. That's what they are. Thank you, Ibito. Um, but so when we got up and we noticed the car was gray, and it's like, okay, what happened to the paint job? And we went to go investigate, and the car was literally covered with mosquitoes. I mean, the entire body of the car, every yellow speck of paint had a mosquito on it. And of course, when we walked up to it, they started to swarm. So it was almost like the paint just when the mosquitoes swarmed and you started seeing the yellow again, it was like the yellow just like had been poured out on the vehicle and it just spread as they flew away. We had never seen that many mosquitoes in one location. So I don't know if it was the color they were being attracted to that morning or what. But when I was a kid, I thought, oh, how cool is that? Thinking about it now as an adult, it's actually a little terrifying. I mean, mosquitoes that swarm, they could drain you very quickly. Yeah, horror movie stuff. Yes, Xander, it kind of was. But I'm fascinated by things like that anyway. So, well, there's a running joke in Florida that the mosquitoes are so big that they can carry a cow away, and they are pretty big there. And of course, I'm going back to look at the comments. Yeah, one thing I heard, and I don't know if it's true, but there's people saying that if you eat a banana, then the mosquitoes will be more attracted to you. Um, so I'm beginning to wonder if maybe that's why the mosquitoes here love me so much because having fresh bananas available pretty much year round, do tend to eat a lot of them. Actually, speaking of, hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Speaking of fresh bananas, we got fresh bananas. So I'm gonna have one. I hope y'all don't mind. But I haven't actually had dinner yet. I did not cook tonight. We're having a fend for yourself night. I just didn't feel like it. Plus, I wanted to come out here and talk to y'all. Mmm, good banana. No, you can have your Doritos. Um, I do like these little bananas better than your what are they called? Cavendish. You know, your normal ones you normally find in grocery stores. Um, the ones you normally find in grocery stores are actually a lot tastier and not as banana flavory. But the ones we have here, I've heard them called a couple of different names, apple bananas, and a couple other different varieties. So I don't know what variety this one is, but it's got a nice banana flavor, not super sweet, um, just banana sweet. But yeah, I guess compared to the Cavendish that you find in grocery stores, they are sweeter and they're creamier. They're not pasty. Mm. So that banana's gone. However, though, I might have to have another. Ooh, that sounds good, Joe. That's actually kind of what I was thinking about making for my dinner tonight was a grilled cheese. However, I don't have any ham. All I got is sliced chicken. So it'll probably just be a grilled cheese. And I don't even have any pickles normally because I'll tell you what's really good though is a grilled cheese with sliced dill pickles grilled in it. And if you got some bacon, throw some of that in there too. Now, I was talking about this last night. I think it was, anyways. Um, that I make a cheddar stuffed baked pickle, dill pickle, and it's so good. Yeah, Hannah, grilled ham and cheese. That would be nice. But like I said, I don't think I have any. Actually, I think there's some in the freezer, but it's frozen. So I'll have to wait. Then Scott can keep his spam. I don't like spam. I'm not a big fan of canned meats in general of any kind. However, as a kid, one thing I did eat a lot of with my step grandma when I lived up in Georgia, we'd go fishing down at the creek all the time, and one of our snack items that we would take would be the potted meat and crackers, regular old saltine crackers, and that was what we had for lunch. And I used to love that, and then I got a little bit older and learned what's in it, and I was like, no, thank you, I can't eat that anymore. I'm a very picky eater. Yes, I can be in Hawaii and not like spam. I'm here and I don't like it. Ooh, Steve, grilled cheese with avocado? No, 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 no avocado. I'm not. I don't like avocado. A lot of people don't understand why I don't like avocado. So let me share that with y'all. What is spam? Spam is all the leftover parts of the ham. um, I don't like avocados. It's not necessarily the flavor. It's the fatty oils in it, the fattiness of it. For whatever reason, it likes to coat my mouth and my throat with a film, and it's that filmy texture that I just cannot stand. And I don't care how it's been cooked. It doesn't matter what recipe it's in. If there's avocado in it, I will know it. If you like spam, I'm sure the Loco Moco with Spam Jam was Loco Moco with Spam Jam. That's kind of funny. Was pretty good, but I do not like spam. Well, Captain Clawhammer, then you would love Hawaii because spam is pretty much on every grocery room or grocery store shelf. You can also find it in McDonald's in their breakfast. They have a spam breakfast. I think it's spam, eggs, and pancakes. I really don't know. I've never had it. Uh, Going back through the comment list, everyone, seeing if I missed anything. But actually, don't tell Scott. He's probably still watching though. But don't tell Scott. But I am planning on making home loco moco, so to speak. Basically, white rice, hamburger patty, fried egg, and of course, brown gravy on top of all that. I decided to finally give it a try. I'm not a big egg fan, which is one of the reasons why I don't like loco mocos. But I figured, I'm at home, ain't got nothing else to do, so I'm gonna venture outside my comfort zone in that respect, and we're gonna try a few things. Yes, Linda, there's, I don't know, a dozen different flavors. I know during the eruption, someone sent Scott, I swear it was a case of spam, but it was an assorted flavor case. I mean, and there was at least six different flavors in that one. Aloha, all thanks. It's funny how these chats keep devolving into food. But that's okay. I don't mind talking about food. I'm going to have to change the title of the stream, though. Daytime chat about food. That sounds good. I'm going to have that for dinner too, I think. Okay, Jan, I'm sorry. I may be a little lost in the conversation there. What are you going to have for dinner? Spam? Or I think you already said you had the grilled cheese with tomato. Kathy, huli huli chicken is really, really good. Well, not everybody, Hannah, because a lot of people, all they got is toilet paper. So, yeah. Oh, is that what Jan was talking about, Sophia? Loco Moco? Yeah, I'll probably do that in a couple nights. I think tomorrow I'm going to do the manicotti, though. I'm not real sure. I got to wait till I get the semifinalist video done for the drone, name the drone, because I want to film the making of the manicotti so I can put it up for y'all to see. However, though, that video will be available on doinghawaii.net first for early access to all subscribers, guest level and higher. So if you haven't subscribed over there, at least at the guest level, which is the free level, then you might want to do so, or you might have to wait 3 or 4 days to actually see the Monocotti video. Just putting that out there. And if you have any problems signing up, whatever, hit the contact button and send me a message, and I'll be more than glad to help you through it. We did have a member sign up last night that was having troubles, but we were able to help them take care of that and then get them all nice and signed up. So, welcome to the website, by the way. Oh, Taz. That's so wrong. But it was funny. Brr. Wind changed direction. Now it's getting a little chilly out here. Speaking of, let's see. That cloud we were watching, it's a little bit closer. So here, we'll set the camera up like that and watch the cloud move. Let's see, which way is it going? It's going that way. However, it does make it kind of hard to read the chat. I'm going to have to slide down to the next step. There we go. What is it, 75? No, if it was 75, I'd be comfortable. I think it's like 70 now. I don't like anything under 74. Boy, that cloud is actually moving kind of fast, isn't it? No, Captain Clawhammer, the camera is actually facing eastward. Technically, that's due east. So, like I said, eastward. Yeah, I am not a cold weather person. That is absolutely no secret. Can you see me waving at you? No, Taz, I can't. I'm not wearing my glasses. You'll have to give me the heads up next time. Yes, we're getting the sun coming over the mountains, actually. Ooh, here's something interesting. Let's see if we can see it on camera. Nice little cloud formation right there. Look at that. And no, it's not a chemtrail or a moisture vapor trail from a plane. That's actually a natural cloud formation. It's amazing what you can see sometimes when you look up. Yes, Shell, the coquis have started their song for the night. Well, our birds have pretty much went quiet for the night, Hannah. What you're now going to be hearing is the coqui frogs. It's their time to sing. Yeah, I'm not sure what the phenomena is behind it, but that does seem to be the direction that the upper air currents are coming from. Yeah, I think it's kind of amazing here between the birds and the coquis. It's literally like the two are take shifts. At one point, the birds go quiet, and within 5 minutes later, the coquis start up. At when night comes, and then in the morning, the situation or the process reverses itself. You'll hear the coquis go silent, and then all of a sudden, all the birds wake up. I'm hoping they're bringing nicer weather, Jan. I know we got that low pressure system that should be moving out. Uh, Actually, I haven't looked at the weather stuff or maps and things today, so I'm hoping tomorrow will be a better weather day. And, oh, okay. Actually, let's go back over to that cloud formation right there because it's really hanging around. It almost looks like a white rainbow coming out of that one cloud. Let's see how that evolves, shall we? Oh, I can smell the orange blossoms. So yeah, a lot of the citrus trees are in bloom right now here. Yes, Dana, that's exactly what happens. The rats and the mongoose are on different schedules as well. Well, did you stuff the dill pickle with the sharp cheddar cheese and then bake it in the oven under the broiler to melt it all together? It's better when it's hot. It really is. Yes, Rusty the lava rooster. Don't hear him anymore. Don't know what happened to him. Zen, it's mostly just the coquis. I mean, we do have crickets here. Sometimes you can hear them. It all depends, but mostly the night sounds are from the frogs. Oh, Rusty got placed at the Rainbow Ranch Rescue. That's cool. Well, it looks like our little cloud formation is getting covered up by a little tiny rain cloud. So yeah, so the rain is definitely coming in. Yes, they do, Jan. I do love the orange blossom smells. However, my favorite though is night blooming jasmine. However, funny enough, I'm allergic to it. Yeah, we've got some across the street over on a neighbor's property. They've got a big thing. Well, did I think they took it out, but it was night blooming jasmine, and I love the smell of it. But every night when it was blooming, I'd wake up next morning and my sinuses would be all clogged up from it. Zen, no, I don't think so. Nothing that I'm aware of. But the coquis, they do sound back and forth off each other. Uh, some of them have a very fast chirp, while others are a little slower. That could be what it is. And I've also noticed the distance also changes kind of the frequency or the decibel level. So that kind of makes them sound a little different as well. But I thought I just heard one right here next to us. Oh, there is one. Let's listen. Well, actually, it's not as close as I thought he was. Yes, there are still wild pigs around. There will be wild pigs around unless all food shipments into the island get cut off because of the coronavirus. Then I imagine the wild pig population will decrease significantly at that point. Yeah, and if anyone wants to actually see what the coqui looks like, when it's chirping, I've actually got a video, um, on the channel. It's somewhere back there. However, it's going to be 2018 or higher. Um, because I posted it, I think during the eruption time, somewhere around there, after the eruption, maybe I don't know. But yeah, I actually had an older camera that had night vision on it, and I did go hunting for a coqui and found one. And so yeah, so that's a pretty good video. We even get to watch him chirp, because he didn't know I was there. But then I made a move and he went silent, and that was pretty much the end of that. Yeah, Steve. Hiking into YPO right now. With this virus, I wouldn't be doing anything like that. But just to warn you, I don't know if you really know what that hike is like. I mean, going into YPO is really easy. It's the coming back out. It's a very steep grade you got to come up. It's even difficult for cars. So be prepared for that. Ooh, Dana, is that the coqui video I was talking about that you just posted a link to? I hope so. You're the greatest. Captain, no, there is nothing you can do to prevent infection, um, short of washing your hands, hygiene, exercise, other medications, a lot of these things you find in home remedies. There's no evidence showing that any of that makes any difference. May have a placebo effect, but ultimately it's going to be your own personal actions that will protect you from the virus more so than anything else. At least that's my opinion on it. Yeah, usually, Sophia, a lot of people here have Aloha, and if they see you struggling coming back up the road from YPO, they will offer you a ride. Uh, Gabriella, I'm not sure what you're asking. What do you mean by are you growing more food now? I currently do not have a garden going except for the fruit trees and the pineapples, but I don't have any like lettuce or tomatoes or anything like that at this time. Helicopter lift for YPO Valley is only, I guess, for people that may have medical emergency needs. I don't think you can hire one to come get you. Let's look over this way for a little bit. All right, just did notice the time. Aloha, Daphne. Wow, it's amazing how fast these chats can go sometimes. It's already been over an hour. And everybody, I am actually kind of getting hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. So, yeah, I think maybe it's that time. So, as always, don't forget to check the description for links to the website, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, my merch stores, and all that good stuff. If you want to help support the channel, some of those links are really great to do that. Also, don't forget to head over to the website, doinghawaii.net, and sign up for a free guest account. Or if you want to help support the channel, subscriber plus or higher, everything's there. There will be a video of the manicotti will be available there for early preview um, once it's available, and then a couple days later it will be made public on YouTube for everybody else. And I will be doing the first video that will be released. So prior to that one will be what do you want to call it, the drone, name the drone submission contest. I've selected 9 finalists. I will be uh, showing tribute to those 9 finalists in the video, and from that, 3 of those 9 will be selected for the voting polls, and y'all will get to select from those 3 my favorite 3 out of the 9 semifinalists, and you'll get to pick your choice of the 3. Once those polls go up, they'll be on the community post page here on YouTube, and I will be putting a poll up on the Facebook page as well. So keep an eye out for all that stuff. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. For more content like this, I will be doing these live chats, I think, pretty much every day for some time to come, at least as long as I'm capable of doing it. thanks to this virus. It's my way of trying to get back to y'all and give y'all something to waste an hour on at least every day, talking with me and amongst everyone else. So I do appreciate y'all joining. Uh, let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Let me know that you're enjoying these type of chats. And yeah, I pretty much think that covers all of it for now. If I missed something, uh, you send me a message over on Facebook or in the comments. I'll try to answer. And until tomorrow, as I always say, have an amazing, and in this case, safe morning, afternoon, or evening. Aloha, everyone.